This gym is underground, and we'll be training here today. Welcome back to a new series where I climb in Japan for 30 days to see how good I can become. Last episode, we climbed in B-Pump Akihabara, a multi-story, insanely difficult and unique gym. If you haven't already, please check out the video below. However, today's gym is no exception. It comes with lockers, a training board, and most importantly, it's all underground. Rocky also uses the Dankyu system like the previous episode. However, the grading here seems a little easier, so I'll set a goal of sending a 2-dan, which is around V8 according to the gym. Also, don't forget to stay until the end because we'll be rating this gym along with all the other gyms in this series on a giant tier list. Anyway, back to the warm-up. Already, the holds are feeling much better than B-Pump, a grade I was projecting in a previous episode. We are now moving on to the Shoran climbs, a grade below my goal. The first two I tried were on the front wall. Now I'll be honest, looking at this wall I was skeptical. The wall itself was short, and normally this means that the climbs are a little easier. However, the route setters did a good job. You can see I struggled on the start here, mainly because it's hard to jump on the mats, but the holds were also angled just enough so that it feels awkward. The rest of the climb was fine though. Speaking of route setting, I was able to beta rate this climb. Twice. Now that might affect the final rating of the gym, but who knows, the route is still pretty fun. And this next climb was also pretty fun. Spoiler alert, going into it, I did not think this route was flashable. It had a compression start and a small paddle at the end, two moves I don't have much experience with. However, as you'll soon find out, I may or may not have surprised myself. I was happy with that send. Unfortunately, this next climb went a bit differently. Almost all holds were crappy slopers, and I was struggling hard. Luckily, I found a way to get around them by underclinging the second hold. That said, there was no getting around the next move, another bad sloper. The only thing I could do was to trust that I wouldn't slip off, despite feeling like I would. Finally, we are moving on to the 2-dan boulders. This first one had an awkward start and a sketchy looking top, but I tried it anyway. I nearly dropped this move because the crimp felt very greasy. However, this hold was on a whole nother level of grease. It wasn't even a crimp, it was more like a dual text foot jib. I was pretty pissed because I felt like the problem might have been possible without it. But as you can see, I just couldn't get past the move. Now I really wanted to send a 2-dan. Again, however, I was finding that the holds on these routes were pretty terrible. The starting pinches were very slopey, and these crimps were actively injuring my pulleys. Despite all of this, I tanked through the first few moves, only to discover the real crux of the boulder was these two pinches. I tried the top section separately, but I just wasn't feeling it. By now I was getting desperate. My skin was hurting and my energy was nearly gone. So I decided to give this problem one try before packing my stuff. Surprisingly, I got the first crux, but I didn't have enough energy to complete this climb. So that's that, I guess. I failed.
Several days later.
That's right, we're back. This session was very short, however I was feeling much stronger than the last time I was here. Unfortunately, the camera will be shaking for the rest of this session. The gym was very packed and I couldn't place my phone anywhere. Back to the climb, I knew I could flash it once I completed the first move. I just had to lock in and not drop the top. Luckily, I didn't, and with that I completed our goal. But we're not done yet. The holds on this climb did suck. but the momentum was already rolling. This send was not a flash, I just didn't record my previous attempts. Still, I was super happy I could complete this problem. Now the beta for this yellow climb was a little confusing. If you couldn't guess by now, the slopers felt very bad. However, so did the feet, and I could only give this problem a few tries as I had to leave soon. And unfortunately, we did not complete it, but I was still happy with the progress I made. So yeah, that was my experience at Rocky, and as promised, we will now be rating the gym. This gym also deserves an A. There were enough routes to last at least 2 sessions, and unlike B-Pump, the gym was very beginner friendly as the holds were textured nicely. If you watched until the end, please like and subscribe. I'll be posting more videos like this in the future, and I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year.